Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Monday of the fourth week in Ordinary Time. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. The weather outside is frightful. It is a little frightful, isn't it? Especially when you hear that sleet come down. Wow. Well, I hope that you're inside, safe and sound, which we all should be, right? Unless we absolutely have to venture outside. And if we absolutely have to, we must be extremely cautious and safe. May God's blessing come upon you. How about that long gospel today? Did you read the gospel for today? Remember I told you could go onto the internet for the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops and get the readings for the day? Very easy. Just Google readings, go to the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, daily readings, and you'll be able to follow along. And also, maybe you have an app on your phone for readings, and you can follow along there. I know that Sandy sends out information for the readings, and she even sends out, not information, she sends out the daily readings. What am I saying? So, do you have that? Are you on our flock note? If you don't get information from us, like daily or every other day, about information about the parish and also information that Archbishop Perez wants you to have, then you're not on flock note. So if you do not receive those things, would you call us maybe on Wednesday, just to play it safe? I don't know if we're going to be in tomorrow, so let's play it safe. Always go to our website though. That's a good go-to. I mean, if you want to know any information, whether we're open, whether we're closed, what's happening, just click St. Mary Church, Shrensville, Pennsylvania. Boop. And it'll come right up and you'll see things that are on there. Refresh your screen, okay? Sometimes if you don't refresh your screen, you'll say to yourself, there's nothing on it. Anything new? Yeah, you have to refresh your screen. And then you'll say, wow, there it is. So I just looked at my screen here. I refreshed it. Due to the inclement weather and snow forecast, St. Mary Parish Office Center and campus will be closed today, Monday, February 1st, 2021. Thank you for your understanding. Please stay safe. See, right there with a beautiful little snow scene. So always check the website. If you want to know anything, it's really, everything's on the home page, and whatever you need, click it and you'll find some information there. So anyway, that's my little commercial about inclement weather. Stay safe, stay at home, go to the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops website, get some readings, or make sure you're on our flock note, and Sandy sends you those readings of the day. Which leads me into the gospel for today. The gospel of today was the casting out of demons. And I was saying to the people at Mass, so the miracles of Jesus as we see them and hear them and experience them are varied, but majority of them is casting out unclean spirits. And I don't want us to dismiss that as of like, oh, things are different today. I don't think so. I think things are just the same. History repeats itself. The gospel, it's a seamless timeline. Seamless. You know, nothing separates us. Not even time and space from the encounters of Jesus and the miracles and the casting out of demons to 2021. What do you think it was? Because it was, okay, that was that time. So that doesn't apply to us. See, that's the danger of viewing all this as a history book or a history lesson. Let's talk about the Jesus of history. Well, that doesn't apply to me. I know and I believe he existed. I want to not only know about the Christ, I want to know how he enters into my here and now. I'm not reading a book about the past, are you? The Bible is not a book about the past. It's about a book of salvation, of how it applies today. So yes, we dive into the mystery of the public ministry, but that public ministry spills into the present day life of us now. I think that's a problem that many people might have. The separation of what was, okay, now what is. How about both end? Now that the public ministry pours into our everyday life in the here and now. So he was casting out demons today in the gospel. And demons can be a scary, really phenomenon. Really scary. Because we don't know much about them, or we don't talk about them. Jesus cast them out. His authority cast them out because he's convinced. He believes. He understands. He commands them to go. When you and I are convinced, believe, understand, we have a certain power in us. Not to degrade somebody. Some people call it a confidence. Do you have a confidence in your faith? That's a big question to ask. Do you have confidence in your faith? Let's say everything that's happening right now, this pandemic, people are afraid, they're anxious, they're worried, they're concerned. Do you trust that it'll be okay? Do you trust God? That God himself, through our prayers and our petition to him, will allow this to be okay? Because you may say, and I may say, well, look at the people in charge. We're hearing different things. Or you may not have so much faith in the political world, which makes you scared, anxious, and concerned, right? Well, then where is our faith then? Our faith is to be placed in the person of Jesus. The person of Jesus himself. We don't put our faith in anyone else. And Jesus overrides them to make sure that all is good. All is according to his plan. If you and I believe it, pray for it, and also if we actively engage in the good in this world, that we actively engage in promoting the good. We can't sit on our laurels and we can't be quiet. We have to do everything in our power to make sure that we promote the good. And we could do that in many ways. So I was talking about Mass. There's many demons. Jesus says, what is your name? Legion. And there's many of us. Okay. Pride, covetousness, lust, anger, gluttony, envy, sloth. So they're the 7 capital sins, right? P, C, Lages, Lages. So do you know the 7 capital sins by heart? P, C, Lages. Pride, covetousness, lust, anger, gluttony, envy, sloth. See, now you know. P, C, Lages. So name the demon. Name the demon. Name the demon that you're struggling with. What demon are you struggling with? Are you struggling with pride? Egoism? Are you suffering with the demon of covetousness? Always wanting what they have. Always wanting what they have and not satisfied of what you have. You're not satisfied. No, that's what covetousness means. I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied with what I have, what God has given me. I always want something more. I always want that because I think that's going to make me happy. covetousness, lust. The most money in the world, probably pornography, prostitution, everything in the area of a disordered sexuality, the abuse of sex, lust, not the ordered moral view of human sexuality. No. Now it's a disordered. Boy, that many people struggle with this. Human trafficking, where all over the world there's people used, especially children, used and abused to make money, abusing them sexually. Human trafficking, how people are just getting kids and using them for a disordered sexual, their disordered sexual prowess. What's going on? Why is that happening? Even the church struggled with that, with priests. A disordered understanding of human sexuality, and to prey on children. What a scandal. What a sadness. Talk about not respecting human life. There you go. There you go. Boy Scouts, teachers. It's not right. Heaven cries because of this. Abortion. Isn't that sad? To say I could really take the life of an unborn child? It's not right. It's evil. It's evil. It's the devil who wants us to believe it's okay. I was saying at Mass this morning how the devil, when he was tempting our first parents in the Garden of Eden, how just to make it sound like, it's fine, just do it, just take from the fruit of the tree. The devil convinces us. So you have to be very careful that I said to the people today that you don't drink the Kool-Aid or inhale the smoke of Satan, because it affects everybody. Man, woman, child, priest, bishop, cardinal. It doesn't stop, Pope. It doesn't stop. It affects all of us that are part of the human race. We know it now because of internet and social communications and social media. It's more in our face now, and probably good. Probably good because we're aware of it. We could constantly talk about it instead of just hiding and saying, okay, don't do that again. Well, that doesn't work. Okay, don't do that again. That doesn't work. Laws have to be put in place. Policies have to be put in place to make sure that the procedures are done so the arrest can be made and they're off the street. I know. That's absolutely the right thing to do. That's love. That's love. So when we think of, love, we have to make sure we understand what justice is. Really? We have to understand what true love is. The just judge. God is a just judge, isn't he? To understand that, we have to be accountable for our actions. So, PC Legis, pride. We get in the way. When you get in the way of God, it's pride. When your ego is inflated that it even eclipsed the sun. That's how big your ego is. Pride. Covetousness, never satisfied. Never satisfied. I want this now. I want this. I want this. I want this. Never makes me happy, but I still want it because I don't want that person to get ahead of me. Pride. Covetousness. That's covetousness. You see how they go both hand in hand? Lust. Oh. It's a strong drive, human sexuality. It is. It's an appetite. It's like food. Human sexuality is an appetite. And if you're not in check, it could really, really hurt you and others terribly. So we have to be very careful of all this. It's a capital sin. It's an evil. It's a demon. What's the demon's name? Lust. What's the demon's name? Covetousness. What's the demon's name? Pride. Okay. Name it and claim it. Anger. Oh, sad when people are so angry. They're so angry. Their heart and soul is filled with hate. Have you ever been that way? Have you ever seen someone that way? Where they're angered. Oh, it's smoke is coming out of their ears and their nostrils and their mouth. Their face is red. They have hate, anger. What's the demon's name? Anger. Gluttony. Never stopping to eat and drink. Never, no, it's not enough. More, 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 more. And I want you to understand that maybe heavy-set people don't think that that is the sin of gluttony. Many people have thyroid problems. Many people have an inability to exercise because of bad knees or ankles. So I just don't want you to start judging people because they're heavy-set. So they commit the sin of gluttony. Just be very careful about that, okay? I mean, I'm sure you don't, but I just want you to be careful that you just don't see a person for, I guess, face value and not understand. That's with anything. Isn't it true? Anything. Gluttony, I mean, even to drink not only things like soda constantly or alcohol, right? Some people have an addiction. They have an addiction. And we're going to talk about this too a little bit more. Because where's the line? Sin, addiction. Like where do you draw the line? We have to talk about that. So gluttony, the constant eating and drinking, never is enough. PCLAGE, envy. Envy. I'm so envious of others. I have an envy. Why are you envious? Why do they make you green with envy, they say? Be happy for them. Be happy for them. God blesses you and He will continue to bless you if you're happy for them and not envious. It's not for you at this time. You have to just understand that it's not for you now. Don't be envious. Just be satisfied. Envy can be a demon. And it is. And the last one is sloth. Laziness, procrastination. Putting everything aside. I don't want to be bothered doing that. That's a demon. Pride, covetousness, lust, anger, gluttony, envy, sloth. Name the demon. Name the demon and cast the demon out. And we have to be careful of demons all around us in our families. I said that at Mass today. And I know it's difficult, right? To say, hey, that's not right. But you have to say it. Also in our community. Making sure that our community is based on Judeo-Christian principles in which this country was founded. And our country itself. I'm not happy with everything, especially the obvious I'm not happy with. No one should be if they claim to be a follower of Jesus Christ. Let me just tell you one thing right here to make it very clear. We're never going to be satisfied with one party, one politician, the president. There's always going to be something. There will be. And I don't want to talk about politics. That's not what I'm not here. I'm not here for that. I'm here for Jesus Christ the King. He's my leader. Now, I have to be worried with pleasing him. When I say worried, I want to make sure that everything that I do is directed to him. However, I live in the United States. So I have to make sure that everything around me in all of my power should promote that which is good, holy, just, and pure. I have to make sure I vote that way. There's a lot of issues. So this candidate comes in and he has or she has all these things and you're like, boy, I'm against all that. What do I do? They have another candidate that they're running against and I'm against this. I don't think we're ever pleased with everybody, with all their political opinions and what they want to do for the country. We have a problem. You have to make a decision though. And you have to make sure that in all of those areas, who would be the best? Who will be the best? Concerning our world and our country and the major principles. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Right? Life. Boy, that's a big topic, isn't it? From the womb to the tomb. All stages of life. That's a big topic, isn't it? Life. Preeminently begins at the first moment of conception, all the way to natural death. Life. To respect life, to the homeless, to the runaways, immigration laws, to respect the human person seeking asylum and seeking a better life. How do we help that and process that? The dignity of life. Healthcare, to provide good, affordable health care. See, they're really gospel values, aren't they? I mean, I know they're political agendas, right? But they're really gospel values. Gospel values. When I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was in prison, you visited me. They're gospel values. Now, there's much more, but you get the gist of what Jesus is saying, right? So it just doesn't stop there. It's about taking care of the human person. Sometimes I don't know if I get upset, but I'll use the word that is in the gospel. Jesus was perturbed. Let me use that word. I get perturbed sometimes when people say the church just focuses on abortion. Well, what do you want her to focus on? Yes, she focuses on abortion, but she does not just focus on abortion. Now, don't get me wrong. Preeminently, we have to safeguard that life that's in that womb of a mother. But people say, that's all the church worries about. That's all the church focuses on. There's so many things out there, like I just mentioned, right? Well, of course we do. Absolutely. Stop saying that. From womb to tomb. Absolutely. It's just not that one issue. Well, that's preeminent because, I mean, if you're going to destroy that, I mean, let's just kill the baby in the womb because we don't want the baby. We'll rip the baby out and that's the end of that. Okay, so we have to deal with that issue. We have to deal with that issue as the church. Okay, now the baby is born and now we have to safeguard the baby as it develops. Whether it is physically okay, maybe it has some problem. I don't know, but we have to respect that baby. Maybe the baby has Downs or some other problem. To love that baby and to respect that baby, to help it along its development. Maybe it's academically or cognitive delayed. Love that baby. Anyway, all through the stages. Maybe someone has AIDS. To love that person. We love the person. Maybe the situation or how they got it through either drug use or an activity of human sexuality that was disordered that caused them to have that. Okay, that's an issue. But let's love the person. Let's not say, oh, you have AIDS, goodbye. I mean, I remember giving a homily on this. I said, Mother Teresa doesn't go down the streets of Calcutta and says, sister, ask that person if they're straight or gay. Or you, sister, ask that person if they're Catholic or Methodist. What? No. We love the person. So I get a little bit perturbed when people say, that's all the church worries about is abortion, Well, do you think we should worry about that? The answer is yes. Do you think we should worry about all human life? The answer is yes. From womb to tomb and all the stages in between. So please, when anyone asks you that question or makes that statement, would you say, of course the church worries about life in the womb and all the stages thereafter. All the stages thereafter. So, we have a lot to work on. There's a lot of demons out there. And there's a lot of demons in leadership positions. Ooh, that's not nice, is it? A lot of demons in leadership positions that promote things that are not right. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not only politics. The devil doesn't stop at the door of the church. The devil slips right into the church too, and affects people, deacons, priests, bishops, pope. Unless you're rooted in God and rooted in the gospel principles and the following of Jesus Christ, of course you can inhale the smoke of Satan. Of course you can. I don't care who you are. And obviously you all have seen it. So we have to work more diligently. When someone hits you on the right cheek, don't move. Stay there. Because if you move and walk away, they'll take over that territory. Legion is my name, and there's many of us, and they're like, and they go out. We have to be careful. Okay, so when Jesus talked about this in today's gospel, about Legion, and there's many of them, and how part of his ministry was the miracle stories, but a lot of the portion of the miracle stories was that of casting out demons. So I think it's very apropos for today. The gospel passes through time and space and reaches us in every place, culture, and way of life, doesn't it? Okay? Well, thank you for joining us today. I'm so glad that you have an opportunity to sit down in your house and have your little coffee. Do I have my little mug here, Susan? Yes. I have my little mug of coffee and just warm up and just sit and just think and reflect and pray and take this moment of just the quietness of it. Do something for yourselves. You know, as you feed your body and you feed your mind, you know, your body, you eat breakfast and lunch and dinner, maybe you have a snack, and then you feed your mind with good things, writing. Feed your soul. Feed your soul with good things. The Eucharist, scriptures, a good book, a good spiritual book. Feed your soul too, all right? God bless you.